Good morning. In this video, the 7th in the series, we're going to look at the spiral line. This is the first time we're working with the spiral line, and we're going to use the foam roller today. So the spiral line starts on the lateral side of the leg and works up the side of the leg, over the knee, along the iliotibial band, and then we look at it over the sacroiliac spine, so it's just part of that hip bone in the front, and then you move over diagonal over the oblique muscles and into the intercostal muscles between the rib cage, up and over, and we come over to the back and up the spine, over the neck to the Occipital Ridge, where we look at those occipit bones at the base of the skull. So we're working that area there. So for the purpose of the exercise we're going to do, we want to also work the back arm line, which also moves along the same area over the occipit bones and the back of the neck, along the triceps and over the shoulder blades and onto those two muscles on either side of the spine, the rhomboid major and the rhomboid minor, which will pull back and retract the shoulder blades. That will help us give us a nice open posture. So often those muscles, the rhomboid major and the rhomboid minor, become quite lazy, and they're often overstretched. They give us that rounded posture. So we become quite concave here, and we don't open up into the diaphragm and open up into this area to maximize our breathing, which is really important for our well-being. So we're going to start off with the neck on the foam roller and just release those occipit bones, which we have done before. So we're going to roll from side to side, just massaging along that line. Breathe in through the nose as you go to one side. Breathe out as you come back to the other side. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Rock yourself up into a seated position. We're just going to bring the shoulder blades onto the roller and just give those shoulder blades a nice release. Now, before we continue down the lateral side of the body, I'd like you to bring your roller lengthways, and we're going to sit right at the base of the roller. So we can release those rhomboid muscles on either side of the spine. Make sure you're right at the base of the roller, and this is going to challenge your balance quite a bit. Let's roll down through the spine. So if you're right at the base of the roller, then your head is well supported. Extend the arms up to the ceiling, and we're going to focus again on the deep front line. As we arch, we're going to hug the roller with the shoulder blades. As you breathe out from the tailbone, you tuck, and like someone's taking your hands and pulling you up to the ceiling, really lengthen and give this area a good stretch. Now from the tailbone, take a nice deep breath in. So you're opening up into the diaphragm. Keep the elbows straight and hug the roller with the shoulder blades. Again, from the tailbone, we start breathing out and we tuck and extend through the nose. Breathe in and open. Hug the roller with the shoulder blades. Breathe out and tuck. And again, nice deep breath in. And breathe out and tuck. The last one. And breathe out and tuck. Now reach your hands towards your knees. As you take a nice deep breath in, I want you to lift yourself up off the roof. Breathe in and lift. We're going to come off the roller And we're going to bring the roller perpendicular again to the mat, and we're going to focus on releasing the iliotibial band right from the hip down. So we want to work nice and slowly. The iliotibial band is that thick band of fascial tissue. So we want to work very slowly along this area. So working with the lateral line, in the previous video, in the series 6, we did also work along this iliotibial band. Let's come down towards the knee and release the roller, bring it underneath the knee. So working again into the obliques, we can just tuck and extend, and tuck and extend. Keep the legs slightly to the diagonal so the feet are a little bit ahead of you, and that makes that movement slightly easier. Another 2. And another 1. From there, we're going to go over to the other side. Bring the roller under the ITB, and let's roll along that lateral line, right up into the hip, and up and down. Let's bring the roller right to the knee, and roll the roller down underneath the knee. Extend your feet slightly ahead of you. Use your top hand for support. And let's tuck and breathe in and extend. And again, tuck. If you do have any pain in the knee, then don't come over the knee. Work underneath the knee. Breathe in and extend. Let's do another 2. Breathe in and extend. And the last one. And breathe in and extend. Let's release onto the hip. Now we're going to release the arm line. So we're going to focus on the back arm line as I mentioned, and we're going to roll out and uncurl. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice deep breath in and breathe out. Last one. And breathe out. Let's come back into that position and just give your arms a nice stretch, as well as those pectoral muscles. You should feel that nice release of those pectoral muscles. We're going to just release the triceps. So head into the hand and triceps on the roller. Line the fingers up with the neck and the ear onto the heel of the hand, as we did in the lateral video as well there, along that lateral side. Now we're going to bring the roller slightly lower down, so it's just below the armpit. There's a muscle there called the teres major. It's quite sensitive for a lot of people, and I want you to try keep that bottom elbow free from the mat. As you open up, you're going to breathe in. As you rock forward, you're going to breathe out. Make the movement nice and controlled, focusing on your breathing. Rock yourself forward. Breathe in and open. Breathe out and come forward. This is part of the teres major, is part of the rotator cuff muscles. Often we carry a a lot of tension around this area. If you do find it's very tense, then I want you to make the movement smaller and focus more on the breathing to help ease you into the movement. And breathe out and release. Last one. And breathe out and release. Let's bring the roller up and over to the other side, working along the triceps and the teres major. Bring the ear into the heel of the hand and the fingers line up with the neck. Use your top hand for support on the roller or bring it up onto your hip. Focusing on the breathing, create space. Breathe into that space. Breathe out as you lift up. Breathe in and breathe out. Another 2. And breathe out. And the last one. And breathe out. Bringing that roller right down underneath the teres major muscle. Bring the head into the hands, that bottom elbow free from the mat, and take a nice deep breath in. Open up, breathe out, and rock forward. Breathe in and open up. Breathe out and rock forward. Again, breathing in. And ease yourself into it. Start off with a small movement and increase that range of movement. So keep the chin nice and lifted up and over the foam roller. 1, let's do 2 more. Nice deep breath in and breathe out. And again, nice deep breath in and breathe out. Coming onto our hands and knees, so let's move the roller to one side. Onto those hands and knees, curl the toes under at the back, and we're coming off the knees now. So this exercise is from a short plank position. We're going to keep the hand down, and we're going to rotate, and we're going to extend that leg out. So a nice spiral line movement coming here, back into the center. Try to keep both hands down so that you're working into that. This hand will want to lift, but we want to try and keep it down so we can get the movement coming from that shoulder across the back and down the leg. Back into your short plank position, moving over to the other side. So your supporting foot, the toes will be facing the direction you're going, keeping the hands where they are. Come back to center, and again, over to the other side. Now this is a nice progressive movement because we can add a bit of a challenging move here, lifting and lowering, lift and lower, 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Come back to your short plank position. Focus on knees under hips and hands under the shoulders. Extend and over to the other side. Let's lift. So that hip is lifting and lowering. 4 again. 3, 2, and back into your short plank position. 2 to go. Let's extend and lift for 2, 3, 4, 4 more, 6, 7, and 8. Back to short plank. Last one, toes facing the direction you're going, and lift for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to center on 8. Release and uncurl the toes. Reach the hands forward and just pull back into your child's pose. Open up the knees, keep the feet together, and focus on breathing through the nose, slowly bringing yourself back to a nice, relaxed state. slowly anchor and just bounce yourself. And come into a seated position. Take a nice deep breath in. And reach up and breathe out. Just circle the shoulders. Well done.